Hi, this is Thomas with Believe and Run, and we are at the Brooks booth at TRE 2025, and I am back with one of our most popular guests from last year, Nikhail with Brooks.
What's up, Thomas? How's it going?
I'm doing great. Nikhail, he's the one behind all the product here that we're going to talk about. So I'm actually going to let it be dealer's choice, Nikhail. Why don't you start with what you want to talk about?
All right, well, it's a big team. I get to work with designers, developers, product line managers. We want to start off really with what we're calling our series of glycerins. The glycerin really stands for ultimate luxury. And as we look at product, we're really embracing the universal benefits of cushioning and support. Right? Every shoe needs support. Every consumer needs support, and support manifests in different ways. So our series of shoes brings support to all consumers, and we're launching a new shoe. This is the Glycerin Flex. It really is a shoe that moves with you. It's an amazing experience of flexibility, of a natural ride underfoot, and it still has the protection that you need. We've got a midsole center line of 26 millimeters in the heel, 20 millimeters in the forefoot. So you're really getting a lot of that cushioning underfoot. But it's super flexible.
I was going to make you do this, Nikhail. I was like, you can't keep talking about it and not flex the shoe.
Well, it's really interesting, right? Because there's been so much biomechanics that's gone in over here in terms of this flex zone, which is obviously further back on the lateral side, further forward on the medial side. So when you think about someone who's running, it's difficult to show it, but when you kind of land and you start everting, it really kind of locks up.
Okay.
And so you're getting that locked up feel. So it's not allowing the foot to kind of overextend itself. And then as you start pushing off, it resupinates and really kind of opens up.
Reminds me of a caterpillar almost.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, and we had a Caterpillar crash pad, independent suspension kind of story.
All right. We've seen some of this innovation in the previous models coming over the years. This one I actually got a chance to run in. I really enjoyed it. What I thought was interesting about this, you talked about glycerin being kind of like the most luxurious comfort feel in your line, and again, this is the Glycerin Flex. It's not a super high stack, but you feel a lot of cushioning in it. At the same time, you're getting that articulation of the foot that you may not be used to in a shoe that is a max cushion.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? We wanted to really balance everything that's happening in terms of protection underfoot, the foams. This still has DNA tuned, so you're getting that softer large cell in the heel, a little bit more poppy small cell in the forefoot with this kind of slime green color.
Yeah. Dual density in there as well, right?
Yeah, it's the same kind of blocker story without the cement and the
And I don't want to sell it too much, but this is one of the best fitting uppers from Brooks that I've ever had. Running in this, I thought the lockdown, the width of the shoe, everything, and it's got really neat details, like the fact that it brings in this coloration that we have from the dual density foam. There's 2 layers here of mesh, and you kind of see the green come through. It's not evident when you're just holding your hands, but I noticed it on foot when I was looking down while I was running. I was like, oh, you can kind of see the mesh moving underneath, and it's got that two color.
Yeah, it's really kind of a nice flat knit execution that kind of allows the forefoot to splay. And I think that's where, when you look at that forefoot, it really has that pod tech, so it splays, it kind of works with your foot, even in the upper, and that provides that support that consumers are looking for.
Great.
In the shoe.
What's the price point on this?
So we had $170. It's part of that Glycerin series. It's that starting point in terms of price point. And it's going to be available on 1st of February.
All right, that's coming right up.
Yeah. And so along with it, obviously, you guys have just launched our Glycerin Max too. This is our max cushion shoe. We really didn't change much in terms of the DNA tune, the midsole centerline thicknesses are all the same. It kind of has that locked up forefoot, that rocker that
this
people
is
love.
Almost the opposite of the Flex. You were just going to go there?
100%. It's that's the beauty of the spectrum where this shoe, the Glycerin Flex, moves with you. The Glycerin Max pretty much moves for you. I love talking about the shoe where you kind of just, on those days where you need a little assistance, it's a recovery day, you kind of lean in front and you go, and you just can keep going, right? It's that run forever shoe. Triple jacquard upper, feels
That's
nice
triple.
and soft.
How do you get triple in there? I've seen double jacquards. Now we're going for triple?
Well, I mean, again, it's the engineering of the top face, the middle section, and the bottom face of the mesh that gets to the triple.
All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, this shoe is already out, available. I know you guys have been testing it. And then we have our core Glycerin and our Glycerin GTS. This is the GTS version. Both shoes are...
You can tell it's got the... would you still consider that posting? What do you call that? A guide rail?
Yeah, it's our guide rails technology system. And really the shoe has more of that structured ride in relation to the more balanced ride or like trusted ride that you get with the Glycerin. What we did do, and the big change, the change over here is 2 more millimeters of foam in the shoe. So now you're at 28 and 20. So we've gone up 2 more millimeters in the forefoot, and now you're at an 8 millimeter offset.
All right, so
a little bit more.
It's 28 in the heel?
Yeah, just
that
midsole center line thickness.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're looking at total stack height, 38 in the heel, 30 in the forefoot.
I was going to say, my eyes were going crazy.
So yeah, so that's certainly at the high end. But I think the beautiful part is that, when you think about this shoe, you've got 30 millimeters of stack height in the forefoot, and then you get to the flex, and you're pretty much at the same amount. So
but a totally different feel.
A different feel, different experience, and so you still have that cushioning that you're looking for.
Awesome. What's next?
So that's the Glycerin series. I switch to now our Ghost series, and we've got a nice
and the Ghost is pretty much Brooks' most popular shoe, right?
Yeah, it's certainly the shoe that is worn by the most number of runners out there. It's that perfect kind of optimal blend. It has the best of all worlds. It's like our Goldilocks shoe that we aspire to continue to build.
So if someone's starting to run, this is the shoe you're putting them in.
Yeah, it's balanced, it feels familiar, but it still has, a supercritical foam. We went to a 10 millimeter offset with the 17, carried over the same tooling because it feels so good.
It's the right fit.
Nice, smooth underfoot experience. The one update to this is we added a flat knit tongue. So you've got a really nice plush flat knit tongue that kind of really, again, caresses the top of the foot.
What's the weight on the Ghost there?
This is about 10.1 ounces.
Okay.
I'm holding up the women's color, but this is the men's is 10.1 ounces.
And the foam, like between the Glycerin, I noticed a lot of the Glycerins are dual density, supercritical foams there.
Right.
And what's the difference between the foams and the Ghosts and the Glycerin?
This is our DNA-tuned large cell, small cell, supercritical. And then the Ghost, we have our DNA loft, nitrogen injected. It's just a single cell, no dual cell story.
Okay.
And that's the first version. It came out in the Aurora when we launched it for the first time. So that's your Ghost. That's out 1st of May 2026. We're staying at $150. And then this is the new Ghost Max. So this is the Ghost Max 4. Same foam, same midsole center line thicknesses and stack height. So we're not changing. We're at like about 38 in the heel, 32. 32 in the forefoot. But what we did do is we streamlined the shoe, so it's nearly an ounce lighter than the previous version.
Is that cutting off foam? Like what
I think it's just looking at the foam and sculpting. The sidewall heights and the sculpting, making sure that we're still getting that nice roll, the cushioning that this consumer wants, locking up the forefoot. But certainly wanted to make sure that we drop the weight. And then the new shoe, sorry, you had a question? So that's $160.
So $10 more than the regular Brooks.
Yeah.
$10 to go max.
Yeah. And then this is a new shoe. This is the Ghost Amp. So really, it has a new foam. It's called DNA Hype. So that is a 25% approximately PIBA blended foam. And it's got a dual density, so like a tuned forefoot, which we're calling spring ramp.
Okay.
And that spring ramp basically is a slightly firmer durometer of DNA hype in the forefoot, so that when you get past that mid-stance phase, the softer DNA hype compresses, and then you get a little bit
launch.
more of that roll down, and then ability to kind of pop off.
All right, great.
A little bit of sculpting in that forefoot section to provide a little bit more of that energetic underfoot experience as well.
So how does this compare, like if then we get into the Hyperion series, we've had regular Hyperion, is this shoe going to be competitor to that?
Yeah, so we're resetting the Hyperion.
Okay.
So that series is going to go on that specific shoe is going to go on a bit of a pause and come back. And you guys are going to be really excited about how and when it comes back, in what shape and form. But we really felt like the opportunity was to take this more energetic, fun underfoot experience to consumers that are currently in a Ghost or something similar, and they want just something more in the forefoot, a little bit more of that pop. If you compare the Ghost with this shoe, the Ghost is a 10 millimeter offset, this is a 6 millimeter offset, so you immediately got at least another 6 millimeters of foam in the forefoot. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, it's at about 38 and 32, so 6 millimeter offset.
You got the math right.
Yeah.
When's the price on this?
$150.
$150.
Yeah, so staying at the similar price point of $150. And this is also going to be available 1st of July.
1st of July.
2026.
I can see this on a lot of July 4th 5Ks there. Because that's a nice update. Like that's going to be a tough call for the consumer to go
you know what?
between this and the typical Ghost.
Well, I mean, it's also
this one appeals
lighter.
to us.
It's 9 ounces, right, versus that 10.1. So it's just when you drop the weight a little bit. Sure, go for it.
Okay, this seems like for me, I'm going to pick this over the regular Ghost.
Yeah.
Why not just replace the Ghost with this guy?
Well, again, so when we build our series approach, we're trying to bring the core promise of that franchise or series, and then make sure that we're able to spread it out to as many consumers that are looking for. So if you think about the Ghost, what does it stand for? That trusted fit, reliable, smooth ride. But some consumers, they don't want something that's energetic and has more forefoot pop.
I don't know about that guy.
So, but they do exist, right?
Yeah,
and so that's
sure.
the thing. But we want to make sure that we're executing for the millions of consumers that are coming back for their reliable Ghosts. It's going to continue to evolve, and then this is an opportunity for us to bring something that's really kind of more fun and peppy in the forefoot.
Awesome.
To someone like you.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that energy return.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to show us?
Yeah, and usually we start over here, but as you always know, when it comes to Brooks Racing, we're always working on the next fastest. This is not the final colorway, but this
I
is
like it if it was.
Hyperion Elite 6. So really kind of lightweight, kind of continuously pushing the limits of what's possible.
It definitely feels light.
6.5 ounces.
And it feels like this has got a different feeling of foam underneath here.
It's DNA Gold, but it's an updated version of DNA Gold. Has a lower specific gravity, so it's going to be 20% lighter if you're looking at it pound for pound. It also has more displacement, so it's going to feel softer but bounce back. So as much energy return. It has a more aggressive toe spring as well, both in terms of the geometries of the midsole, but also the plate configuration swoops down more, comes up more, and a lot of it is again inspired by information from CJ Albertson, one of our fastest marathon runners. Yeah, you guys spoke to him as well.
Yeah, I always love your uppers. This one has a really interesting mesh on it.
Yeah, it's our same kind of knit upper materialization from what we had in the Hyperion Elite.
It almost looks like a Coogi sweater.
But it is as stripped down as you can go. You still get that nice lockdown, but really opening it up for airflow, breathability, cool the foot as much as possible.
Did you max out the stack height?
Certainly, 40 millimeters in the heel, and actually we're now at a 6 to 7 millimeter offset. We're still fine tuning it.
Figuring it out.
So you're going to be at about 34 in the forefoot. So continuously bringing more of that forefoot pop to the consumer, and then even stripping down, that outsole as much as possible in terms of thickness. We're making sure that it's tacky. One other thing is we're really looking at our strobel boards as well, and stripping out as much material from that strobel board.
Just getting it as light as possible.
And getting it as light as possible.
Nice.
So that's
I like the style.
Hyperion Elite 6 staying at $275. It'll be available in market around August 1st next year.
So it's going to miss the first marathon swing in the spring, but should be available for you for those fall marathons. Great. Same plate?
Great question. So we're working on the plate. It's still going to be a speedball plate. You're going to get to see it come through. But we're just, as we're still in a prototype finalization phase, we're evaluating a couple of plates right now.
Okay.
And so we'll have that hopefully in another month for you guys with the final color. Which
awesome.
I hope you love it.
All right, I probably will. Yeah. You guys do a pretty decent job with that. Nikhil, what's the weight on that?
So the Hyperion Elite 6.5 ounces, about nearly a half ounce lighter than the previous version.
Awesome, great. All right, let's see what else. Is that it? All right,
that's it. We do have an update to the Hyperion Max, and this is going to be a little bit more of that your super trainer shoe, and then you've got the Hyperion Elite, obviously as your race day shoe. We obviously we continue with that same midsole, outsole, so it has the exact same top DNA gold, bottom flash, but wanted to make sure that the upper was more of that everyday training, dialed in. Right. We got that same flat knit.
When are we going to see this come out?
This will be available 7/1.
Okay, July 1?
July 1st, and staying again at that $200 price point.
Okay, $200.
Yep.
All right.